So I'm just going to show you now Drumbit app. This is another alternative for creating drum beats. It's really good if you want to create beats really quickly, but the only downfall is you can't save your beats particularly easily. So if you can use BandLab or, for example, GarageBand on an Apple device like a phone or iPad, or even if you have a Mac computer at home. We've obviously talked about Cakewalk by BandLab as well in the document as alternatives to BandLab. If you're on a PC as well, so that might be worth considering. But if you are in a pinch and you need to create drum beats, this is a really good one. Drumbit.app. If you type that in the browser address bar, that will then bring up the app. The other thing you can do is just Google Drumbit.app and it will come up as well. So I'm just going to give you a quick run through of what it is and how it works, but essentially the tutorials that you use for BandLab are exactly the same, but you just need to know how to find things in Drumbit. So first of all, we've got things like the volume here, and we've got the tempo here. You can change how fast it is. You can change the kit as well, and that's the main features we need to look at there. On the left-hand side, much like BandLab, you've got the different sounds. So bass drum, snare, hi-hat, percussion, 1, 2, 3. In BandLab, that would probably be your toms. Got cowbell and effects. It does depend on what kit you use as to what will appear on the left hand side. So you can see that's changed with kit 1 and kit 2, for example. So we'll stick with kit 1 because that's similar to what you've been using in BandLab. Now, across the top, very similar again to BandLab. This is 1 bar's length. So there's 4 beats in the bar, and we can see them shown by the numbers at the top. Beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. Now, all these blocks are subdivisions of that. So if you wanted to do something on each beat, we talked in BandLab about how the kick drum would often be on beat 1 and also beat 3. So you'd put that in line with the number. And then the snare, for example, would be in line with the number as well. So 2 and 4. And this is a common starting point for a drum beat. We then talk about the hi-hats, and you might start off by putting 1 on, in fact we're going to go for closed hi-hat, 1 on each beat, and that'll be quite simple. We're just going to hit play here. It's very simple, isn't it? Now, as shown in the BandLab tutorial, you might want to put quavers, so every half a beat there is a hi-hat played. So I'm just going to put them in now. Okay, and it's starting to come to life a little more. And then finally 16ths as well, and that's the smallest division that we have on this Drumbit app. Okay, so that's our first beat. If you are being asked to do something else in the assignment, it is actually possible to move on to a second beat. So, for example, and this is the same with drum machines in general. So that's our first scene, number 1 there. If we go to 2 now, we can move on to the next bit. And a bit like what we were asked to do in the assignment, you've got the kick drum there, and you've got the snare drum there, and we need to carry on the beat as we have done for 2 beats. But then we put a fill in, didn't we? If you watch the BandLab tutorial, it looks like this. Okay, and I'll play that. And you can hear that's automatically looping over. And can you hear it switches between the scenes? And then, of course, the only difference that you would then have with the BandLab one is that there's a crash on the first beat of the bar. So. And that's Drumbit. And what I've done there is just giving you a really quick basic outline of the task that you are asked to complete as part of the BandLab task. So if you follow the tutorial as normal, but then convert it all back to this Drumbit app, you'll still be able to create drum beats.